What up, everybody? Today is Tip Tuesday, and we're going to focus on nutrition a little bit today. I am at my home office, so you may hear some kids screaming in the background. I promise everybody's okay. Today, what I'd like to address is the number of times you should eat per day. Everybody is completely different with this, but the old adage is that you should eat 6 times a day to stoke the metabolic flame or the metabolic fire. I'm here to tell you that, well, first let's talk about that. So when people recommended that, it's because it takes a little bit of work to digest your food. So the thought process is that if it takes a little bit of work to digest your food, your metabolic rate goes up while you're digesting your food, which is somewhat true. I mean, it's a small amount. But that if it takes a good 2 to 4 hours to digest that food. So that's when that metabolic rate is up a little bit. When your body's just doing a little more work, things are a little hotter inside. And the thought process is that if you can maintain that type of extra work going on by eating every 2 to 4 hours throughout the day, that you will lose more weight or you'll burn more calories throughout the day. The research is in, it's been in for a number of years, and unfortunately, this is simply not true. If you eat 6 times a day, most people are more likely to gain weight because they tend to overeat. Now, if we scale that back and we look and we compare 2 different groups of people, and we have one group that is eating, let's say, 3 times a day. We have another group that's eating 6 times a day, but they're both eating the same number of calories per day. There is no significant difference when it comes to weight loss specifically. And that's because the main thing that you have to have in place for weight loss is a calorie deficit. So if you're eating the same number of calories, and you're in a deficit, whether it's 6 times a day or whether it's 3 times a day, you're going to lose weight regardless because you're in a deficit. If you're not in a calorie deficit and you're in a surplus, you're going to gain weight, which could potentially be muscle depending on how you work out and what you're eating. But if you're in a calorie surplus, whether you eat 3 times a day or 6 times a day, you're going to gain weight because that's the way that our bodies work. Regardless of most thyroid issues as well, there's research on that that's pretty interesting also in terms of hypothyroidism. So you don't have to eat 6 times a day to lose weight. It doesn't give you an advantage when it comes to losing weight. It doesn't really give you an advantage to gaining muscle either, except for it might help you get more protein in. So at BFP, we want to help you find what you can stick to, whether it's a weight loss focus or a muscle gain focus or just a maintenance focus. If 2 times a day is how you get your calories in, let's go for it. 3 times a day works. If 6 times a day works and you can do that without overeating, then let's do it. The key here is just making sure that we know how much we want to eat and that we stick to that, and that has a purpose that aligns with your goals. And if your goals aren't to lose weight or to gain muscle, you just want to eat, enjoy your life, then that's all good too. It's absolutely fine. So remember, no matter what supplement companies tell you, you do not have to eat 6 times a day to lose weight or to increase your chances in losing weight. Have a great Tuesday.